Are you in Uganda and interested in studying, working, relocating and settling in Germany? This video is your ultimate guide. I will break down a few tips on what an Ausbildung visa is, how to get it, who is eligible, and most importantly, what AWL and Beagle Uganda Ltd is. What are the services, the eligibility requirements needed by both the program and the embassy, fees involved, and the time it takes, and I will answer some questions on your mind at the end of the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Germany, which ranked as the second most beautiful country in the world.
Before we get started, I want to share that these videos are entirely based on my experience as a single young Ugandan who relocated to Germany. So I am not really sure how it is for other people, like if you're married or have children or not Ugandan or even older. Additionally, while many of you have asked for this information, please remember that I am not a travel or immigration expert. This is my experience specifically with my Ausbildung German visa process over the past 2 years. The embassy process changes abruptly. You never know, the day you view this video, things will be different. For instance, the application process has moved online starting in 2025, which is different from my physical application experience. Lastly, and most importantly, like any visa, securing an Ausbildung visa requires an individual effort and never guaranteed or sure deal, as most people say. You'll have to work it all by yourself confidently, earn it, and better yourself as a person. So, good luck, meine Leute. You will definitely need it. First of all, AWL stands for AV Westfalen-Lippe, which is a German-based mother company to different branches across the world, including Uganda and Kenya in East Africa. It is located along Borierstrasse, Bunde in Lower Saxony, or Niedersachsen in German. It has deep expertise in Germany's labor market and immigration landscape for the past 20 years, meaning they are licensed to facilitate recruitment of foreign workers to Germany. They partner with many global institutions to simplify the journey of skilled candidates to relocate and secure jobs in Germany. So, among the branches worldwide, we have one in Uganda, registered as AWL and Beagle Uganda Ltd. And as a comprehensive company, they have partnered with many East African institutions, including Nexus International University, Kampala, Riara University, Nairobi, Nkumba University, Entebbe, and Victoria University, Kampala. If you are into sciences and interested, this is definitely for you. Opportunities so far lie in fields like hospitality, IT, engineering, and other technical trades. I am also sorry if you expect jobs in cleaning or home care, because this whole program is strictly for skilled workers, and if you really went to school, why would you even wish for such an opportunity when you have bigger fish to catch? And I'm not saying it's bad, but I mean, even such jobs require one to have been in school to get them. But anyway, it's all up to you. It was just something for you to think about. And with Germany's growing demand for international talent and open door policies, now is the perfect time to prepare. Germany faces labor shortages due to an aging population, while Kenya and Uganda have a young, skilled workforce struggling with unemployment. Now, this is where AWL and Beagle Uganda Ltd comes in, under the new German Skilled Labor Immigration Act 2023, which facilitates foreign recruitment of skilled workers into Deutschland. Services offered by AWL and Beagle Uganda Ltd. 1. Teaching the German language. When I started, I was lucky enough to learn the language online through them via the Beagle online school. But lately, I have no clue about their intakes and fees for the language classes. They also offered culture trainings. Many language schools out there stop at just teaching the language and tell you to just go and clear the exams, and that's it. But with AWL, you get an opportunity to prepare your confidence and explore other things like federal states, tourist attractions, to prepare you well. You know, at times at the embassy, you're asked, where will you be staying? So with such knowledge, you cannot fail to describe at least any state in Germany. It's why the cultural trainings are important. 2. Translating your documents like CVs and certificates. When AWL receives a candidate's documents or CV, it is their job to translate them so that they can be forwarded to the potential employers in Germany. Then, arranging job placements that match each candidate's skills or profession. AWL respects you in your own capacity. Like if you have an academic background of engineering, that is the line of school and work you are assigned. They cannot offer random placements without your knowledge. That's why it is important to be truthful, to communicate and exchange ideas, knowing what you want, and they also advise you accordingly. Then explaining contracts to candidates, including benefits and terms. It is the responsibility of AWL to translate documents for you and ensure you understand them. Then scheduling online interviews with potential employers and companies. You are going to Germany, so be alert that most of these interviews are in German language. Then assisting with travel document arrangements, including insurance, tickets, and other necessary paperwork. Honestly, you need things like a SIM card to set up insurance, get an affordable ticket, affordable accommodation, register at the Ausländer Behörde, open a bank account, get a Vorabstimmung or something like a working permit from the German Employment Agency, which you use to present it to the embassy if you're going to work. Basically, AWL facilitates a lot of background activities, and your main concentration while in Uganda, I would say, is to learn and pass just your B1 language exams. So concentrate. There are 6 levels of German language: A1 beginner, A2 elementary, B1 intermediate, B2 upper intermediate, C1 advanced, and C2 proficiency. But as a requirement, generally by the German embassy in Kampala, you are requested to have at least a B1 language level, which is the intermediate for an Ausbildung visa application. At the start, you may see the language learning as expensive, but it won't be made cheap for you to just learn basics and not gain anything at the end of it all, or waste time and not pass the exams. So take learning the language from anywhere you are very, very serious. So the entire learning took me about 8 months. I know also that you're saying it's a lot of time, but my friend, if you're not patient, Germany will stress you because everything is bureaucratic, and if you expect everything to be in a rush or expect it to be express, sorry to say, but you're dealing with a wrong European country. So just follow the process smoothly and you will in fact appreciate the efforts at the end. The journey, I know, comes with giving up opportunities because, like I said, part of what you invest is time. For instance, you may be having personal gigs or a job, but because you want to concentrate, you end up turning down the jobs. Again, lastly, after classes, I also recommend not rushing immediately to sit for the exam. Take a break of like a month after your course and analyze the exam format or how to answer questions, so that by the time you reach the exam date, you are confident enough. Patience is key, but it is all your effort, because learning the German language is one thing and passing the language or the exams is another thing. Very two different things. Learning and passing the exams. The embassy wants you to have passed completely the exams as a requirement for your application to go through. There is nothing like knowing basics, mania learning with Duolingo. This is not a game, it is a language skill to be used all over your school, your workplace. It is why it costs thousands of Uganda shillings, so don't just play around, be serious about it and pass your exams. I will make a separate video specifically on these language levels, the exams. Got the exams to be specific and where you sit for them, including the fees that you pay. What is an Ausbildung in German? Let's simply say Ausbildung is like vocational training or apprenticeship, basically where you get free education and at the same time you also get paid to study for your experience for the whole duration of training by a company. This program includes mostly practical work, learning skills and knowledge about specific professions and combining theory with practice. It takes 2 to 3 years and like any tertiary school intake, Ausbildung studies start only in August during summer. However, some courses start in February or April, but it is very rare and limited to a few courses and schools. At the end of the program, there is usually a final exam in German language, of course. If you successfully pass it, you get a recognized vocational training certificate. Very big document. Unlike university, vocational training always fulfills a specific purpose of learning one recognized profession. For example, you can do an Ausbildung zum Steuerfachangestellten or an apprenticeship as a tax specialist. So with this, you don't learn general knowledge. Instead, you specialize in just that field of Steuer. Most of the time, you directly get a job with the same company even after your studies because they already know that you have the capability to do the work. I mean, you got the skills from the same company, so they can decide and retain you. It's your choice. What are the requirements for Ausbildung? Now, something that I really like about this kind of study program is the benefits. Like, even people with less education can get into a vocational training program. So in theory, you don't need a specific school leaving qualification for an Ausbildung. However, the training companies can specify it as a requirement. Some programs ask for a minimum of 12 years of education, others 9 to 10 years. I would say in most of the cases, a school leaving certificate like Senior 6 or USCE or a bachelor's degree or master's degree from my fellow Ugandans is sufficient enough and expected. But like I said, different German companies have different requirements they ask from candidates they want. So this is where AWL and Beagle Uganda Ltd comes in, because they offer assistance to qualifying candidates by connecting them to future employers. Now let us look through some basic requirements that embassy expects you to have for an Ausbildung visa application. Simply visit this page. This is the new Ausbildung visa application section at the official website of German Embassy of Kampala. When you see the word vocational training, then we are at the right place. Select Uganda and try looking through the website yourself and even create an account. We have a saying in Uganda, don't expect me to gift you a goat and think it is my responsibility to give you a rope to tie it. What I mean is, try making a little further research yourself. First document to upload should be a valid passport scanned copy, then your B1 language certificate, then if you have that declaration on fast track procedure, upload it. Next is your training contract from your future employer or company, showing all details like hours, remunerations to be awarded. Then your motivation letter is also uploaded here, your proof of school attendance or academic documents, proof that you will support yourself, either a blocked account or ignore this if there is sufficient amount, which was stated in the company contract, because at times a contract comes with an even job, or what you can say a side job, so that can be helpful. Other optional documents are the residence permit if you're a foreigner living in Uganda, but as a Ugandan, ignore this. Next is proof of insurance, then the Ausbildung, which is like a working permit that is obtained by your future employer from the German employment agency, then sent to you to forward to the embassy. It has a very big advantage that it can speed up your application process. It is very, very, very important, the Ausbildung. By the way, the files can be uploaded as document PDFs of many pages but stuck together. Like if it's academic qualifications, scan all the school certificates into a single PDF file and upload it with all that together, as long as it's what is required. So currently these are the requirements on the official website to upload for review of an Ausbildung visa application in Uganda. However, to add on those documents, here are useful documents that were requested in the previous physical kind of application, and I think they may be helpful or make a stronger convincing application about your plans of travel, but probably they are asked when the visa interview is approved. I don't know. So, besides your original valid passport, have clear passport-sized photos not older than 3 months before visa interview or appointment. Then 3, you need an original birth certificate with you. Then 4, a CV which is in German language, but English is also fine. This is a sample of how my first page looks like. Add other pages with academics background, experience, just like a normal resume. Then next, original academic documents. It is also important to translate these documents, the certificates, to German language from Goethe Institute, since it is the most recognized in Uganda to do that. These translations may not be important at the embassy, but trust me, here in Germany, it is expensive to do that. Due to confidentiality, I won't share those here. Then to add on academic documents, you also need letters of recommendation from your former or current workplace in Uganda, if you have an existing job, but if you don't have, it's okay. Like I said, most of these requirements are optional, but to have a satisfactory application, this is how you should be prepared and defend it in every possible way. Next, the motivation letter. This is to show your interest in Germany, why you need a visa, so give it your all while making it. This is you as a person talking to the visa officer about yourself. Remember, you leave your passport at the embassy as you wait for a decision, so this letter should be perfect. Next is the printed application form copy with personal details like names, date of birth, place of birth, the country, sex, nationality, mother's details, your occupation, etc. Next is the B1 German certificate. But honestly, if you have reached this far and not having interest in learning German, forget about the Ausbildung visa or forget about German. This is a crucial requirement, so enroll and register for classes as soon as possible to learn the language. You only sit for B1 Gote exam either in Kamocha, Kigali, Dar es Salaam, or Nairobi in Kenya, or Mombasa. But of course, each exam station has advantages and disadvantages, which I will discuss in the next video. Examination fees are entirely paid by you. No one is going to ask money from you. You spend the money, you yourself, and pay for the exam, you as you. But of course, AWL will guide you on what needs to be done or what needs to be spent on. And they have different fees for their services. So I don't have a standard fee to say. Simply contact them and you will get your answer. Next document, you need an Ausbildung contract from the future employer or company. It should contain proof that you can cover your living expenses in Germany, such as food, clothing, and accommodation. If the training allowance is not sufficient, proof that you can support yourself can be supplemented by a blocked account or a declaration of commitment or even a name job. My contract, which of course again I can't disclose here due to my confidentiality, contains the vocational training school or Berufsschule, starting dates, rules and regulations, the hours to be spent while in school, the hours at the company, and other details about benefits while you're with the company. But I didn't get that contract myself, so I won't go into stuff I don't know. If you need such details, enroll with AWL Beagle Uganda Ltd for assistance. Another thing you need is the rent contract or accommodation. By the way, there is endless crisis in getting apartments in Germany. Most are expensive, usually due to the cities you are to be living in, and then on the other hand, there's basically no apartments for new people. But no worries, because AWL offers assistance in finding the most affordable accommodations so that you end up with something left in your pocket. Next document, Ausbildung plan. Those are now 11. This is like a timetable that shows your study plan right from your year one of study. In fact, if you're not careful, you may be asked by your visa officer about which topics you are to study. The Ausbildung plan is where you will find such answers. Another document is the ANABIN page. ANABIN, now for you as degree holders, ANABIN is a free website on Google. Just type ANABIN, where you can check if your degree is recognized in Germany. Let this be your research. Find out from the ANABIN website, which is totally free again. And if you're from our public universities like Makerere University, you're safe. But having H+ in your results on that site means your degree is recognized in Germany. If it is H-, I'm sorry, but that is a challenge you need to maybe discuss with AWL, since that means it's not recognized in Germany. But it's not something so important, just yeah. Another document is the travel or health insurance. I recommend you to request your employer to get you a foreign worker insurance based in Germany so that you present it at the embassy instead of using a Ugandan insurance company. It will be cheaper, one, and as a matter of fact, Ugandan insurance personally is a no-go, but it's up to you. A 3-month health insurance from entry period could cost you about 100 euros. Then 14 is the interpolator and police clearance. This certificate should be valid for 3 months before the visa appointment or interview. As a rule by the German embassy, this interpolator costs only 80,000 Uganda shillings, and you get it in 2 weeks at Interpol headquarters. Don't let anyone tell you that they can get it just like that. That would be a scam. Then we have the Vorabstimmung, which is a document of declaration by the employer. If I am not mistaken, this document costs around 400 euros. Just one document. Upon approval by the Bundesagentur für Arbeit or German Employment Agency. But this is all worked upon by AWL and your employer. So no worries, you won't pay for it if it is needed. It also speeds up the visa process at the embassy because it's like a pre-approval to work in Germany. A very important document. This is why you need AWL in these things. Otherwise, things like this are difficult to know if you decide to do it by yourself, especially for an Ausbildung visa. By the way, there are different German visa types, and they all have a process of application through TLS contact in Kamocha and the Diplo site, where you then proceed to the interviews in Kololo at the embassy. So those are 2 places. But since my focus is on the Ausbildung visa, which is a long-stay national visa, I won't go into the TLS contact agency of applying short-stay visas. Then I hear some visas like volunteering or au pair have waiting times of 1 to 2 years or something like that. Then we have tourist visas which ask for bank statements and some things to assure that you're coming back. It is basically chaotic with other visas. But an Ausbildung visa is a direct process, right from learning the language to securing an Ausbildung placement in Deutschland, as long as you have everything in order. So don't ask me about tourist or visit visas. I honestly don't know, but I can say it is not that easy. They are not easy visas. I think when you're done now with uploading these documents, you will have to follow further instructions. But what I know is that the submitted documents on the portal I reviewed to check whether they meet initial basic requirements. If there is a missing document, the embassy will contact you through the same portal or email you used to sign up to upload those documents that are missing. If all is well with what you uploaded, you should be told via email or the portal on how to proceed with going to the interview for biometric data capture, and then this is where you will also present your original documents and cash for the visa fee, which is worth 75 euros, but in Uganda shillings. I honestly don't know the rest of the procedure. Just like I told you, this is in this video's disclaimer that at the start, this is a new system introduced in 2025, and my experience was all physical. But at least you have an idea. So I'm not sure even about the time frame, but what I know is that you will be told to go for that visa interview like we used to do previously. Only that this time round they will instruct you via email or portal after reviewing your uploaded documents. Now, for my case, I received my visa in less than a month, in January, after the interview. But I had made an appointment in October, which was also not easy on the other hand, because open new slots were available only 3 months up front, meaning it is not easy getting an appointment at the embassy in just like a month or a week. But I had a trick for this. Book an appointment on Sunday midnight German time. I repeat, book an appointment on Sunday midnight German time, as it is basically a new working week, so the machine puts out new slots. Now for you in Uganda, you just have to convert that German time to Ugandan time. It could be around 1 a.m. Monday morning, because Germany is behind 1 hour, so it could be 1 a.m. but just work around the clock, check your clock and see the time when it is a new week in Germany, on Monday or midnight, Sunday midnight. So stay at the Diplo site to book that slot at that time. Remember, you're not the only one. People are always awake. You're not the only one, just for slots to be filled. But my advice is don't just sit and wait. Make some bit of research on these things and have faith that others could. If you need further details about the new consular service portal or have questions, visit the FAQ section at this site. But the best thing to do first is to enroll for German classes anywhere you go, or contact AWL to get assistance in your application if you have the B1 certificate already. Otherwise, right now, it's a lot of work. You have to be sharp. Now, let's go to the questions. Going to frequently asked questions that you might be having in your mind. Number 1, is there both online and physical classes, and where can I attend the language classes? There are very many schools out there that teach German language. But like I said, AWL or Beagle has been entirely an online language school where all the services are provided online, and from registration to the library, the teachers have been German teachers based in the Philippines, because it's a Beagle online language school, is a language school based in Philippines. But right now, I'm not sure about all that and about the language part and the teaching services. So to give you an idea about what an online language learning looks like is that one keeps busy while on the phone or laptop Monday to Friday for about 4 or 6 hours, and then you have the opportunity to also pick the suitable time you want to have the classes. So either way, you get a language school elsewhere, or contact them at AWL to find out. Visit their website, or you find their contact details and find out about that. Another question: where are the AWL Beagle Uganda offices located? As far as I remember, for the past 3 years, the physical address has been Multitech International Business Institute, first floor in Kampala, just alongside Apollo Road. But visit their website or contact them for more details about their address or how you can reach out to them. Can I learn the language while working? My advice is to focus on your language course first and be dedicated until you finish with the exam. It's stressing and it's a sacrifice, but it's worth it at the end, because this is your money and an investment. Imagine if you take 8 months from scratch of A1 to B1 in about 7 or 8 months. That is all money for the classes and time. So don't let it go to waste. Just keep it as a sacrifice duration of time. That this, I've dedicated my time for language. Next question, is learning German really a must? This is one of the requirements, like I said, that gives you a point to qualify. Secondly, knowing that language when you are in a foreign country makes it easier to integrate with the new people or society you are living in. So this language skill is very important beyond your imagination. When I got my language certificate while still in Uganda, I thought like, yeah, ich weiß viel über die Deutschsprache. But honestly, the moment I stepped here and interacted with Germans in this environment is when I realized I still have a lot to learn in the language. So at least know something is all I can say. You don't have to start from scratch. You'll be depressed. Another question. I studied German from somewhere else. Can I still apply for the job with AWL? Yes, of course. If you have a valid German certificate, you can still apply online with them or contact them directly, but you will undergo a placement test to really know how good your German is, and also they will have to determine the year you sat for your exams, because if for example you sat for your B1 in 2020 but still in Uganda, there's a limitation by the embassy, meaning you must sit for that paper again. But I will address that in another video, the next video about German exams. You'll have an opportunity in the job fields as well if you have learned German elsewhere. It is okay. But remember what I said. You will undergo a placement test to really know how good your German is. Even if they get you a placement or Ausbildung placement, they have to know you will be able to express yourself in German language during interviews. The interview could be with introductions, talk about how your day is going, academic backgrounds, why you need this opportunity, your work experience, what are your future expectations, ask questions and interact with your future employer. Next question, what are the requirements to secure an Ausbildung placement or job in Germany through AWL? You have to be 21 years to 35 years of age. These are the same ages on the German embassy to qualify for an Ausbildung. Then a valid passport and yellow fever card. German language B1 level at least with a certified certificate, a degree in any of the open job fields. Remember, the whole program is about skilled workers. This is why it is not good to just drop out of school. Let me tell you, start from somewhere in academics or skills. It could be any course. Many opportunities that present themselves could require you to be having a senior 6 or a course or a degree at some point. So yes, I know our education system is not all that pleasing, but having this shows you're educated. Your reasoning is a bit of an educated person. It is enough to be eligible somewhere in future. Then another requirement, having at least 2 years of working experience. It It is not necessary but helpful. AWL focuses on language skills and what the employer wants mostly. Another requirement, you have to be ready financially to support yourself through the procedure. Please note that AWL does not ask sums of money from you, but instead you pay the money while knowing very well the purpose of payment. So people who keep asking me about input, there is nothing like that here. You just have to be financially ready for a service. In fact, it is your responsibility to pay for things like language classes wherever you are, visa fees, transport yourself to the embassy or Interpol offices and pay whatever you need to pay there. Pay for the exam fees, pay for your ticket. I think you get my point that AWL just supports you, but you should be ready to cater for such things when asked to do so. And any other thing in the process, so you never let anyone ask for money. Like I hear different agents saying, "Manya, 20 million, 30 million for a visa," without a reason behind it. These are not the people who give you the visa. Let's be serious. So just contact AWL for further guidance on different issues and see what to do. Another question, do unqualified candidates without all the requirements have an opportunity? Yes, they do, but at a very low chance. Highly educated candidates are preferred because Germany is open more for skilled workers. So this is where your degree from a certified Ugandan institution plays a vital role. Chances to get jobs lie in major decision factors, which are age, qualification, working experience, and language skills. So contact them and see where you lie. Then, what are the most highly demanded qualifications? We have degree and above in hospitality, degree in electronic engineering, diploma and above in mechatronics and welding, degree and above in IT, diploma in carpentry, degree in biomedical science, mechanical engineering, degree in automotive engineering, diploma and above in plumbing, diploma and above in hand and crafting works, among others. Those are the most highly demanded qualifications. But whatever you have, contact them and you see. Another question, when should you expect to get a contract with AWL or a job or a Ausbildung contract? AWL starts to look for working contracts for candidates when they are in B1 level. So expect to receive details about jobs or your placements at your B1 level, because it is also within this level that you are expected to communicate with potential employers in scheduled interviews by the company. So you don't think you will be told where you will be placed right at the start of your A1 study. No. Mostly it is scammers who do that. That you have just come, you're going to start A1. This is where you're going to be going to. So that's not how it works. At B1, candidates will have their online interviews with the boss company, and contracts will be sent to your home country, which is Uganda, to be signed by you. So before you leave even Uganda, you will have known and signed your contract, but that should be at your B1 level, as far as I know. Next question, what if I fail the language exam? We are human. The only option is to retake, the failed module. I've been there, I know. Because believe it or not, I repeat, the embassy wants a full passed certificate with all 4 modules that you are able to read, to write, to listen, to what are they? Reading, writing, speaking, and listening. That you have passed all the 4 modules. And there is no way around that, since it bears a unique number that they can verify in case they decide to scan it. Remember this, if you ever decide to fake this certificate, you could be banned permanently from traveling to Europe and also carry a bad reputation in your planned future travels or history. Is it history, future travels? Yeah. It is even worse if the embassy forwards you to the Uganda law enforcement. It's not good to fake documents. Next and last question. Is accommodation provided in Germany? AWL assists with affordable housing to your comfort. And if you're lucky enough, some companies or employers offer free accommodation facilities. But this is a very rare case. It's not common. The last tip I would give to you is to make lists of personal items you may need when planning to relocate, because if you wait for last minute, sometimes you may not be able to have the money or do the specific shopping. So items, I mean like a raincoat, deworming tablets, you need them, a school backpack, pens, a few books, nail cutter, trimmers, boxers if you're a boy, and then a girl, whatever, dental floss, spices for your cooking. So when you come with some things, it makes the start, what we call in German, Anfang is einfach. The start will be simple for you. I know you're wondering and saying that such things are small, but my friend, depending on what you feel like packing, it's all up to you. They may be small now, but while here, you remember and start wishing. Yeah. So, are you ready to start your journey to Deutschland? Visit AWL and Beagle Uganda's website or contact them directly as soon as possible. To start preparations, I've put details in the video description. Like and subscribe to this video if you want more related information. Next video will be about tips and how I passed the B1 German exam for my Ausbildung. See you then. Bis dann. Tschüss.